Hey guys, I'm back here for another video, and I'm here to show you guys my comic book, my Marvel, and my DC collection. There's a few movies I still need to get, like the Catwoman movie, Constantine, Swamp Thing, the Men in Black trilogy, Kick-Ass, because those are Men in Black and Kick-Ass are basically from Marvel. They're in affiliation with Marvel. But we're gonna start off up here. We have the Spider-Man Digibook and the Amazing Spider-Man Digibook. These came out with the release of Spider-Man Homecoming. This one basically comes with 5 movies, because you got Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 2.1, Spider-Man 3, and Spider-Man 3, the editor's cut. I believe this is $30, and I think this was $20. Amazing Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2, and you can get 4K versions of both of these. And then with the release of Amazing Spider-Man 2 in theaters, we got this 4-film Blu-ray set, the Dark Knight trilogy. And then, sorry about that, guys. The Batman Begins Blu-ray Steelbook and the Dark Knight Steelbook, you can get these at Best Buy for around $9. The Batman 89 Blu-ray and VHS and Batman Returns VHS. And the 2-disc special edition for the Dark Knight Batman cowl. And here's the DC shelf and the Marvel shelf. So let's start off with DC. We have a few DVDs here, as we did VHSs up here. We have Batman and Batman Returns double feature. Superman Returns, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Rises, Batman Begins on Blu-ray, single release, The Dark Knight Rises, and the Dark Knight trilogy. It's pretty hefty. And this is the 9-film set for Superman and Batman. It's basically a combination of the Superman anthology and the Batman anthology. The 60s Batman movie, the first Superman, the 4-film favorites Batman collection, the Watchmen, Green Lantern, this one's actually still sealed, Arrow Season 1, Flash Season 1 and Season 2, Man of Steel with the slip, Batman v Superman with the 4K release. This is a bit unfortunate, because I was really excited for this movie, and it's not one of my favorites. I'm not going to say it's bad, because there's some people who like it, but it's just not one of my favorites. Wonder Woman, I really like this movie. The Lego Batman movie. And Lego Batman the movie. DC Superheroes Unite. That's the one that follows the story of Lego Batman 2. Batman Year One is an amazing movie. Batman Assault on Arkham. Under the Red Hood. This is a red case that I put on there because I don't have the slip, so I still wanted to, look cool. It's one of my favorite movies. And I do have part 1 of this coming soon. It's the Dark Knight Returns Part 2. And then a few of my games here. Big Arkham fan. We got the Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, the original releases, and then the Game of the Year of both, with the Arkham City being sealed still. PS3 for Arkham Origins, Xbox 360 Arkham Origins, and then the Game of the Year edition for both. Arkham Knight for PS4, The Return to Arkham for PS4, and Injustice. I really do like Injustice. A very cool Elseworld story. And this is the Digibook, and then we have the basic Blu-ray DVD for Batman v Superman, and then another Man of Steel. So Man of Steel, and we got them over here too. So that's the DC collection. There's not a lot of DC compared to the Marvel down here, because a lot of it's filled up with just games and repeats of games. So not a lot there. But then again, you do have that. But most of these are the same movie, or the same trilogy. So we have the oh my gosh, lens flare. We have the MCU, X-Men, Spider-Man, and then a couple of the one-offs, and then Spider-Man Legacy, but Captain America: The First Avenger, Iron Man 2, The Incredible Hulk on 4K, Thor, Avengers, Iron Man 3, Thor: The Dark World. I do have a slip coming for that. The Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy on 3D, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Age of Ultron, Ant-Man 3D for Captain America: Civil War. I didn't actually get a chance to see Black Panther yet. I heard it's pretty good, and it actually got higher on Rotten Tomatoes than Iron Man, but that doesn't really mean a lot to me. I don't really prefer or agree with their scores a lot of the time. Spider-Man Homecoming 4K, Doctor Strange, oh, got another one falling. Doctor Strange, Thor Ragnarok, and then I just set you guys down for a second. Sorry about that. We got in chronological order again. That was in chronological order. If you're wondering why it was so weird. X-Men First Class. One of my favorite slipcovers, X-Men Origins Wolverine, X-Men Apocalypse, the original X-Men trilogy. One of my favorites, the Wolverine. I know a lot of people's favorite is probably X2, X-Men United, but that's actually not one of my favorites. I don't really like the original trilogy that much. But I do like Days of Future Past, especially the road cut. We got Logan, my favorite, I think the best movie in the whole series. It's not my favorite X-Men movie because it's not an X-Men movie, it's a Wolverine movie, but it is the best in the series. My favorite X-Men movie is the road cut for Days of Future Past. The Wolverine 2 film collection, the road cut, and my metal pack for Days of Future Past, and then the rest of my Spider-Man movies. We have the Spider-Man 3, its original release, and the release of The Amazing Spider-Man in theaters. We got Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3. All those came out when Amazing Spider-Man was in theaters. Amazing Spider-Man 2 4K, Fox Icons, Daredevil slipcover, Elektra, Fantastic Four, and Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, Deadpool re-release, the original Deadpool release, the Blade trilogy, the Ultimate Avengers collection, 3 Blu-ray, 3 digital HD, Tales of Asgard, Invisible Iron Man, and the Next Avengers, the 90s Captain America movie, it's still sealed, Fantastic Four reboot, Hulk. Now, this movie is not one of my favorites, but I actually had a very hard time tracking this down. I couldn't find it on Walmart, Target, FYE, Best Buy. I couldn't even find it on eBay. Now, I don't like buying things on eBay with the stock photo because I don't know if it's like super scratched or anything. There's only one place where I found this, and I can't believe I found it there. I actually found it at Topps, which is very weird, but Punisher Warzone, and the Ghost Rider collection. Now, not a lot of people actually realize this, but these movies aren't connected. It's got Ghost Rider and Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. Now, if you actually watch the special features to Spirit of Vengeance, the actual makers of the film actually say that it's not a sequel, it's a retelling of the story. So it's not, Spirit of Vengeance is not supposed to be a sequel to the first Ghost Rider. It's a reboot, basically. And then I want to do, I want to collect some of the re-releases, and the first one I was able to get my hands on was the Avengers. I do have a couple other ones coming in the mail, and not a lot of people might agree with this, but my favorite MCU film is actually The Incredible Hulk, so I do have that version coming. And speaking of The Incredible Hulk, I do have a couple different versions of the doubles of these films. I have the normal Spider-Man Homecoming, along with the 4K right here, as you've seen. The Incredible Hulk with its lenticular slip. The Walmart exclusive Guardians of the Galaxy. The single Guardians of the Galaxy. the 3D for Avengers, Captain America: The First Avenger, and Avengers Age of Ultron. This did have a red case, but as I told you guys earlier, I did put it on the Age of Ultron, or under the red hood. Batman under the red hood. I just put it on there because, you know, the 3D version already has the red case. So, and last but not least, the Spider-Man Legacy Collection. Pull these out real quick so you guys can see it. Here's the Amazing Spider-Man Steelbook, and the Spider-Man Steelbook right there for Toby and Andrew. So yeah, you got the release of that, and I got pretty much every box set release for the Spider-Man trilogy, except a few, at least every American one. There's a few that I'm missing. When the Spider-Man Homecoming was in theaters, there was a couple of re-releases of these blue Blu-rays, but they had new slipcovers. And there was a box set with the Spider-Man movies. It was called Spider-Man the High Definition Trilogy, and they had boxes like this. All three of them were in a box set, and the releases look like this. So there is that I do have to get. A lot of people might think I'm crazy for getting so much of the Dark Knight trilogy and Spider-Man trilogy, but I am a completionist, and those are my two favorite trilogies of all time, and they will get every version that's available, at least the American version. But yeah, that's my Marvel and DC collection, including some of my games. Really does make me mad that these don't actually say Amazing Spider-Man and Spider-Man, but they do have the Sony logos. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.